Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 10 of the David Plosky Power Index. I'm joined today by two special guests. We have the AD himself, Mr. Christopher Phillips, our executive producer, who's here every week. He's got a Miller Lite, swinging Miller Lite for the working man, the Michigan cutoff, Michigan football. And we have the long-awaited arrival of Miss Allie Johnson. We booked you last week. You pulled the plug last minute. We had to scramble around, get on her on. But Allie, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to hop right into the rankings. Coming in at the 12 spot, we have Mr. Brian Gold himself, and arguably one of the worst fantasy seasons I've ever imagined for him. What the hell is his gimmick? Living on a prayer?
The prayer. I couldn't remember if it was that or De Ernest or what.
De Ernest, whatever.
I think it's living on a prayer.
Chris, we discussed a little bit in the pregame. What did Brian Gold? Can we just have an evaluation of him in a nutshell this season?
Every trade is questionable. He was already 3-6, so it was his last resort, desperation attempt. What a shitty trade with Brandon. Just got pants and finally thrown into a ditch. He's done. Number 12. I don't even care if Allie loses out. Let's leave him there for the rest of the year. He's been the worst GM this year, hands down.
Allie, what are your thoughts about one of your oldest friends back to Grand Valley days, Mr. Brian Gold?
You know, I had about the same thoughts. Very questionable trades. Chris Carson's still probably not coming back this week. So that's I'm happy that he's here so that I'm not. Is kind of where I'm sitting with Brian.
Brian was 2-6, and he traded for a man that was in a neck brace.
Battle of the shitters again this week.
Who trades for a man in a wheelchair at 3-6?
Oh, I said neck brace. You went wheelchair. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Move on. The next team. Allie, you're not that far away from Brian, though. We got at the 11th spot. At least I beat Drew. I'm not going to lie. The gimmick is incredibly lazy. What was your initial team name? Boys rule, drool, or no, girls rule.
Girls rule.
That was at least
girls
creative.
Rule, boys drool.
Then you switched to kick me out of the league, and it's just now it's at least I beat Drew. It's kind of creative, but I feel like you could have a substantially better team name as the only female in this league.
I do have to agree. But I'm just not feeling too great about my team, so I don't want to give them the recognition of a really great team name. So I'm just going to ride this out until the end of the season. Catch me next year. I'll have a better gimmick.
And again, hell of a week. You put up 53. You streamed Matt Ryan. He got you, I believe, what was that, 3.5?
Less. I think 2.84 potentially.
2.68 for Matt Ryan. Yeah, you had Dalvin Cook.
Yes.
Miles Gaskin was a running back too for a while. Hollywood Brown came back to earth. Darren Waller, as we talked him up, he was a shitter. I believe you paid $36 for him.
Yeah.
He should be like tight end.
He was like the de facto tight end 2 guarantee, and that hasn't worked. This talks like after this dreadful season you've had, if you honor who dropped a dud himself, what do you have, 85 points?
Yes.
If you beat him, you were in the thick of the playoff race, and you come out and drop literally the biggest dud of the year by far. Just horrible. After this such a dreadful season, you would have had a shot.
I know. No, it hurt really bad on Thursday because I had 3 people playing Thursday, and I think they totaled 11 points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what sucks. You have two Dolphins in your starting lineup, which blows, and that hurts itself. So
yeah. This week I'm hoping that'll play a little bit to my favor with them playing the Jets. So we'll see.
I'd like for you to insert defense at least. I see you have the Rams currently inserted, who are currently on a bye.
I will. I'll get a defense in there. I just didn't want to put a claim in.
Yeah.
But again, you're lucky Brian Gold exists, or you'd probably have the Golden Toilet Award if Hump still has it in Carolinas, wherever he is. God knows if he's ever going to be on this fucking thing. We'll get into the 10th spot. Coming into the 10th spot is a man I lost to this week. Alex, we got Trudat coming in. He's been in the shitter section for about a month now, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, this is 3 weeks in a row. He's been just real low.
I mean, the guy didn't play a quarterback and beat me. We'll get that to a little bit, but again, his running back situation, his roster is honestly awful. The worst in the league.
It's really bad. It's horrible. It's really bad.
Devin Singletary, Ernest Johnson, Devontae Adams. Jarvis Landry is a wide receiver too. Dawson Knox, Hunter Renfro. It's just, I mean, Gronk fell off a cliff. His Jamal Williams was his running back too. Again, I don't think Alex made a single trade all year. He should have traded probably Devontae Adams for a 2-for-1. And I think Honors, like, again, we'll get to Honor after. I think Honors in a similar position. If he stays stagnant and just keeps Cup and doesn't trade for that 2-for-1 to have a surefire flex starter every week, Honor could find himself in the same situation. But Allie, what are your thoughts about True Dat Alex at the 10 spot?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Derrick Henry out. It's when that's your one guy, it's kind of hard to move anywhere when he's going nowhere. I did see though that he's still leading the league in rushing yards even after being out 2 games.
Oh, Derrick Henry?
Yes.
Yeah. He 4-6, but even then he's cooked, right? I mean, he's done.
Oh yeah, I mean, 10 through 12 are pretty much done. No one's as dead as Brian Gold, but yeah, 10 through 11. I think statistically, Allie, do you even have a shot to make the playoffs?
ESPN says I have a 3% chance of
Nice.
playoffs. So yeah, Brian has 4 actually. When I checked today, because I was curious, Brian has a higher percent of making the playoffs.
Oh man, should we change these rankings up a little bit?
What to swap? Whatever. Yeah, the 10 through 12. It's like, again, that's the shitters, the deepest section of the shitters. We're moving into number 9. He has a little bit of life. Is the Woats, Mr. Nicholas Belamente. Another classic gimmick, one of the better team names in the league, if I have to say so myself. But Chris, what are your thoughts? Or I would say Allie, what are your thoughts about the Woats? Nick B coming at the 9 spot.
I feel like looking at his roster that he should be better than he's been doing. Like he's got wide receivers, Mike Evans, Thielen, and then I mean with Saquon and Elliott, the top 2 running backs from 2018. Whatever.
Oh, a little shot in there. I like that. Okay.
No. Not a huge shot, but I feel like he should be having a better season than he is, to be totally honest. Like
he's also got
the names.
He's got your boy Jamal Agnew. I know, one of your favorite Lions ever. Am I correct in that? He's got Jamal Agnew coming at the flex spot.
I just feel like he should be better.
It's just it's a team of names, and they like kind of produce. I mean, he's 4-6, so he's not done. He plays the Danksters, who honestly will be a tough matchup, although he is 4-6 as well. That's obviously a massive game between the two. So yeah, I would say Nick anywhere between 9-8 would be fair. And so
Chris, safe to say a loser leaves town match this weekend?
Yeah, I don't want to throw it out there too early, but 4-6 apiece. This is huge. Like I think it is a loser hits the shitters for the rest of the year.
And then again, once we'll get moving to the 8 spot, the last member of the shitter section is the Danksters himself. I mean, he played you last week and nobody's beaten you. Chris, how many points did you put up last week? I don't think there's anybody in the league that would have probably beaten you.
No. But he did I think he had the 3rd most points though.
And again, his team got a huge boost with Aaron. AJ Dillon looked like Derrick Henry himself on that the afternoon game against the Seahawks. He looks like a running back 1 and just a spot start for Aaron Jones. Still has CD, still has Tyreek. And Connor with Edmonds being hurt too. Those are 2 solid running back 1s.
His schedule is not too bad. He plays Nick, he plays Brian, but he also plays Honor and Humphreys. So I would say he has to go 3-1 probably, which is doable. I mean, he could beat Honor, Brian, and Nick as well, and just lose to Hump. I think he would make it, right? His team, I honestly don't think it looks bad. He put up a lot of points last week, so I don't mind.
Again, yeah, you had the resurrection of Daniel Gibson too.
Yeah, so it's decent.
Allie, thoughts on the Danksters?
Yeah, no, I feel the same about his team that I do about the Woats. Like, I feel like they should be better than 4-6, but less of in a way as Nick's team just has a bunch of names. I don't feel like Danksters has a ton of the big names, but like they're all the ones that you don't necessarily think about that will put up points for you. So
yeah,
I feel like he should be better.
Even like I said, James Conner running back 1, AJ Dillon running back 1 the rest of the season. He has to win out, and I think he has to have, say, like me lose in a hypothetical situation, or he doesn't control his own destiny.
You don't think he go 3-1 and make it? That would make him what? That would make him 7-7. That probably will get you in.
Does he play Honor though?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know he played Honor. So yeah, I guess he does control his own destiny. that last playoff spot. And coming in at the 7th spot, you probably think it's me, right? Well, it's not. It's actually your husband, Allie. I have the Suge Knights at the 7th spot.
Oh,
Did I drop a 70-point stinker? And did my team shit their pants? Yes. But my team has substantial more upside than Drew's, I believe.
okay. Okay, I will say, I have him on my ranking higher than 7th. Definitely questionable after his trade with Brandon, but I think he should be higher than 7th. I mean, Kamara potentially injured, potentially not.
So your husband's a playoff team. You want your husband to win. I remember this stunt last year, a few years ago. Don't fool me. I remember this. You made one transaction the entire year, the first year in the league. You gave Drew Deshaun Watson for peanuts. I remember that.
And no, I'm pretty sure I got Deshaun Watson out of that trade. I think I won out on that trade.
Irregardless, there was obvious collusion. I let it slide, but you were pretty there's nothing I didn't see any questionable moves this year between you two. Allie, have you made a trade this year?
Yeah, I robbed her.
Oh, of course. Yeah. If you make a deal with the AD, you're fucking, yeah, of course. What was the trade? I don't even remember.
It was Hollywood and Tyler Boyd for James Robinson.
Oh, a running back one for bench fodder. I do remember now. Okay.
This was like week 2 or week 3.
Yeah.
Week 3. So it was very early on. James
I gotta say, I think
yet.
Yeah, what are your thoughts about your 7th spot?
I would put him a little higher, and I won't sit here and fight over who should be below him, but I think his team's better than Honors. I think it's better than CUNY's. I know you're both 5 and 5. I probably would rather have your roster, but I think it's very close, honestly.
No, it is pretty close between us. I would agree. And that is why at the 6th spot, I do have myself. And again, I'll leave you guys the floor, open promo. I remember Honor said, I'm expecting this big promo getting cut on me after dropping a stinker, 70 points. Let's hear it. I remember Honor said he was ready for it. It was probably one of the weakest promos I've ever heard in my life.
I couldn't think of a more embarrassing way to lose. You lost to a man who didn't even start his mathematical, like, guaranteed best player for every team every week. Like, that is so brutal that you lost to a man without a quarterback. Like, it's shocking.
Yep.
It was shocking, but even I know there was a big discussion about, why isn't Alex playing a quarterback? Yeah, if you're in the position where you can drop a defense, but he couldn't. But Kyler Murray was literally a game time decision. And I feel like in his position, you're just going to go with the high. If Murray plays, he's a top 5 quarterback.
But wouldn't you at least, if you act like this guy you brought in, Alex, was like some heavy hitter, wouldn't you at least have a quarterback on your bench ready to sub in?
Yeah, I mean, dude, we've gone over this. I brought in Brian. He's the worst player in the league. I brought in Alex. He's in the shitter section. The Danksters, Danksters is doing all right, but
yeah, I mean, it's just what a disgusting loss, and like one that honestly hurts. Like if you win that game, like you're probably like a damn near guaranteed playoff team, and now you're just sitting right back in the middle of the pack.
Oh, yeah, it was losing my mind watching Stafford drop back and then instant block shots from Nick Bosa.
Like
horrible.
Shit.
He looked awful.
In his defense, though, on that first one that Ward picked off Higbee, it was a clear drop, but yeah, Stafford has fallen off a little bit too. And that's
literally, but the throw before that, he should have thrown a pick. The guy, they just didn't catch it.
Again,
OBJ overran the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little miscommunication, but Stafford will bounce back. Allie, let's open floor. Let's hear it. I know it was the worst loss of the league.
It hurts. I feel like I'm talking from the shitters of the shitter section, so I'm allowed to say that's an embarrassing loss. But honestly, just in general, I feel like your team, this sounds so bad, like just screams mediocrity to me. Like your team is just like you are the definition of 6th place. Like
some definition of a playoff team.
You potentially. I'm not saying you
just got to make it to the dance. That's all you got to do. I'm
just saying you are 6th place. Like it totally checks out for me.
Your schedule wasn't brutal, but you are walking into the fucking Fire Fun House tonight or this weekend. You're in trouble there.
Oh, we'll get to that when we get to the top spot. We know where the AD is on this.
The rest of your schedule isn't bad though. You play Nick and you play Brian as well, and then you play Honor as well. So,
but again, yeah, dropping the Alex game, that could, if that ends up costing me a playoff spot, even the head-to-head, Drew has the head over me. He beat me by like 2, I believe.
Yeah, it wasn't an
Yeah.
autocorrect or a stat correction or
Yeah, it
whatever.
was a stat. Fucking Dan
Yeah.
Campbell. Oh, we're down 50 on Monday Night Football. We're gonna check it down to DeAndre Swift 4 more times.
Yeah.
Fuck the Lions. Fuck Dan Campbell. But yeah, I'm still making the playoffs.
Come
But
on.
oh yeah, what little defense for Dan Campbell here? Oh, look at this.
Little defense for the Detroit Lions.
Give it 2 years. That will be a Denver Bronco like thermos water bottle. I promise you.
This was a gift.
Give
by
it a
the way. I
couple
did not
years.
purchase it.
But we move into the elite of the elite. This is
Whoa,
honestly
hold on. Is this already the elite of the elite?
top 5. I'd say so.
I love when you usually say that, but usually it's like the top 3 when you.
All right, this isn't the elite of the elite. It's the honestly the 4 through or 5 through 3. It's like this is honestly tough to put together because
Very
there's a lot of
close.
flaws with
Yeah.
these teams. But at the 5th spot, and I contemplated even putting him at 6 or 7, is Dr. Locks.
I agree. I think that's a good call.
Horrible trade with you with getting he did a 2-for-1. He traded Stephon Diggs to you for Mike Williams, who has fallen like an anvil and is, I don't even know, maybe like wide receiver 3 now, and Melvin Gordon. It's just, that was awful. CUNY's number 1 wide receiver currently is Michael Gallup with Judy on a bye.
Yeah.
No, you would still call Mike Williams his wide receiver 1.
Look at Mike
Come
Williams'
on.
stat. Mike Williams has been horrible. Chris sold him high.
Not even. I sold them. I did
You sold
sell
him after a
high.
couple stinkers, right?
Yeah, you're probably right,
I was panicked, honestly, and I needed to break up the Charger thing, but I was like so relieved to let him go and actually get something good. I don't like his team. I guess maybe it's just this week because he has Edmonds out and he has Judy on a bye, he has Melvin on a bye. He is 6-4, but I just don't like the looks of it. I don't like the 3 Chiefs thing at all. I just don't, especially with Darrell Williams, who's going to get benched for Clyde at
Yeah, when
least
Clyde comes back.
at absolute best a timeshare. Williams has become a stinker. Gallup, it's just not enough in that offense to go around. He'd obviously.
But with all of that, you have to give Najee Harris. You have to give Najee Harris.
Najee Harris.
Najee
Do
Harris.
you need a pronunciation guide over there in Colorado?
The props that he just like. That's
I'm not saying that he has good players, but I feel like, I mean, at one point Kenny was first on our rankings, and he's like slowly fading back a little bit more and more. And I don't know if he's even like a championship contender.
Ooh.
I don't like to back to Mike Williams. He started off the season really hot, double-digit targets. Against Kansas City, he had 9 targets, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns, 30 points. Then he had a huge dud against Vegas, 1.6 on 4 targets. Then he had a bounce back game against Cleveland, 16 targets for 34.5 fantasy points. Then after that, 5 targets, 27 yards, 3.7. Bye.
Shit.
Against New England, 5 targets, 2 receptions, 19 yards, 2.9 points. Against Philly, 2 receptions, 5 targets, 58 yards, 6.8. Minnesota last week, 6 targets, 33 yards, and 5.3 points. I mean, he's almost in like Tyler Lockett, boomer bust type territory now.
Yeah, I know. I was getting nervous, so I'm glad I got rid of him. I just think he's gonna be like touchdown dependent, if that makes sense. I mean, I think he could have like 1 every 4 games, some big, huge numbers, and then I think the other 3 are like bad.
But again, too, even like CUNY said he wasn't like a big trade guy. Did we even talk about this? I believe the negotiations, because I remember CUNY's like, I don't want to do any trades. How did you pull that off to get Stephon Diggs from him? Diggs was kind of underperforming, though. I will give him. He was
Diggs was
underperforming,
and Chase Edmonds had just gotten ruled out for like 3 weeks. So, he's losing his RB2. He probably valued Diggs as a wide receiver too. And I just kind of was like, hey, do you want to do it? And he said, yeah. I was like, okay. Like there was not even any negotiating.
Especially Edmonds isn't even going to be back till mid-December. It's like an ankle sprain. And James Conner was already getting vast majority of the touches and the goal line touches. And Edmonds was kind of just like the check down little running back, the little scat back. I don't think he's maybe like a low end flex play, but yeah, CUNY, the trade you made, he's again too. I have him over me and Drew just because I believe he's 6-4.
Mm-hmm.
And the extra win is just so huge.
Yeah.
But we'll move into the 4 spot. No, CUNY was 4, wasn't he?
No, he was 5. There's 4 teams left still.
Oh, like, yeah, freaking the banana man. Of course. Banana gimmick is dead. Honor's not here to shit on himself and say his team sucks, but again, he's guaranteed to make the playoffs like he is every year. Chris, thoughts on your buddy Honor?
Just a little thin. It's just a little thin. It's not championship ready. It's close.
He's got to move Cup for a 2-for-1. He has to move Cup for a 2-for-1, in my opinion.
I mean, I know Cup's on a bye, and I know a lot of people don't even really care about depth, but there's just weeks when you are really in a pinch, especially now when you're 5-5 in the thick of it. He's starting Ayuk, Bateman, Smith, and Dan Arnold. Like, he could get a combined like 20 points from those 4 guys, like easily.
Yeah.
So, when fully ready, Calvin Ridley, I'm guessing, will not play again this year.
No.
Yeah.
I just think he has to move one of those horses, whether it's the back or the receiver. I just think he has to. I really do.
And Chubb may or may not play this week. Still on the COVID-19 list.
He can't afford.
So that's going to hurt really bad. Yeah.
He cannot afford another miss from Chubb, especially versus the Lions. Oh my, he would literally.
Yeah. He would eat. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because both and him and Drew are both 5-5. This isn't a de facto elimination game, but it's damn near. It's close.
I mean, you're 5-5 too.
I keep on thinking I'm 6-5 because I beat Alex, but no, I lost a guy that a fucking quarterback and to put up 70 points.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, it's not a loser leaves town match because this is week 10.
It's a big one though. It's a swing game for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, honestly, wouldn't you make that trade before the week starts? He can't roll that line. Who's he playing?
He's playing Drew.
There's no way he's beating Drew with that. That's a huge game. They're both 5-5. I don't think you can roll that lineup out there in this week. Like, he's got to do something.
And Ayuk has been, Allie, you drafted Ayuk for $12. Ayuk has been borderline like unrosterable this entire year, and he popped off like one game.
Truly. That was such a frustrating.
Yeah.
He's gonna spot. You're gonna see in the chat tonight. Oh God, who wants Cooper?
He won't do it. I know he won't do it. He just won't. But I think he has.
God, he's gonna have to hit up one of the guys that have already secured a playoff spot. Or Honor, full transparency, I could be interested in Cooper Kupp. Chase and Kenny and Drake. The offer's still on the table. You get your a high end wide receiver 1 and a flex guy. But we'll move in. Is this the lead of the league, Chris? The top 3?
Do you consider Brandon to be the leader of the lead? You tell me.
I don't. I think it's you and Hump, and I think it's a pretty substantial drop off. But that's revealed. We got hashtag relentless. Mel Tucker just secured the bag. 10 years, 95 mil. Brandon's team. I'm almost like I contemplated putting Honor at 3, but Brandon's record's just so much better that you have to keep him there in a sense because he pretty much already has a playoff spot locked up. But man. I mean, he's starting Wayne Gallman as his running back too.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts with Aaron Jones potentially not playing, Julio on IR, Kareem Hunt on IR. Like
his team is banged up.
Yeah, he's just got injuries on injuries. Like,
but I will say, upside alone for his team. Say if he just gets it through this or gets through the week, makes the playoffs. If Kareem Hunt is healthy. Kareem Hunt's like a running back 2 with a high end running back 2 with a tremendous amount of upside. 100%. So yeah, he just kind of and he's playing Trudat, which is Trudat should be a bye week to most people, but wasn't to me. But Ernest Johnson could be another guy who starts for Trudat. God, I hate that. I can't believe Brian actually dropped him too. Is what it is. But yeah, Brandon's team. It's like in Metcalf, Russ looks. The Seahawks just look old and tired. I don't know what it's like. Pete Carroll on the sidelines, like Russ looked bad. I know it was freezing cold and his finger's still partially messed up.
Yeah, first came back, but his team, it does look good when it's healthy, and it's going to get healthy. Obviously, he's going to make the playoffs. He's playing Trudat.
Really good.
He'll be 7-4. Like he wins this week, he's locked in. He's going to beat Trudat, right? You would think.
Yes.
I like his team a lot, honestly. I mean, he beat Brian in that trade, and when it's fully ready to go, I think he'll be a serious contender for sure. So.
Yeah, not to mention. Yeah, not to mention too with Rusa.
I know it's Hunter Henry, and I know it's not sexy. How did he get picked up for $0? He's the tight end 3. He's the tight end 3.
Didn't Drew have Hunter Henry? I thought he was still on a roster.
I think Drew dropped him.
I have no idea.
Drew might have dropped him because Kittle doesn't have a bye, and that's like a surefire tight end.
They are.
That's
Yeah.
his- he's not going
Yeah,
to
The
touch
tight
him.
end 3, and he got dropped for. I mean, I'm saying dropped and then picked up for a 0. I was like, what the
He
hell?
sat on waivers for 2 weeks. It looks like Drew dropped him on the
We got-
second.
Yeah, we got a very competitive league, obviously. My God.
He also has Javonte Williams, who I think everyone wants to write home about. I think he's decent. He'll be a decent flex play if Brandon needs him, but he's not even going to start him really with Kareem Hunt and Jones and McCaffrey. So
Hey, he's no Michael Carter, that's for sure.
yeah.
But we'll move into, yes, this is the lead of the elite. 2 teams that have stood the test of time, have been back and forth, 1 or 2. Who is it this week? I think it's pretty obvious. Coming at the number 2 spot is David is Scum. Hump got popped this week, so the gimmick should change. The David is Scum thing with Opie as his picture and says ugly ass rat. I don't appreciate that. I don't like
That's harsh. That's so
That is harsh.
harsh.
But he said he had to roll with it because he was undefeated. So it's like, okay, I get you. But now we got popped. But Chris, how do you feel about humping at the 2 spot? Just underneath you?
I mean, it's only fair. I have the better record. I beat him head to head, and I have a better team. So I'm cool with it. I like his team. He's a threat. We'll leave it there.
Allie, what about your oldest friend? I remember back, what was it? Science Olympiad, I believe. I remember seeing the picture.
Yes. Fifth grade science Olympiad.
Fifth grade Science Olympiad.
I think his team is so dirty. It's so good. I mean, Jonathan Taylor. What else can you say other than Jonathan Taylor? Like, I don't know. And then Gesicki is just so good week after week.
He had a donut last week, cost him the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He had 7 targets, 0
To be
receptions.
fair, to be fair, he has been really good.
Yeah,
So
Gesicki's
let me
Yeah.
take that back. Other than last week, has been for a tight end that can regularly get you a donut. Like Gesicki has been pretty stable, but no, I think his team's so good. Like even he has 3 Rams on a bye, like his team still looks so good. Like, yeah.
There's one thing that Humphreys does not possess that the man above me does, and that is depth. Humphreys has literally 0 depth. I mean, what is he going to start? Boston Scott if somebody goes down? Curtis Samuel, Van Jefferson, Naheem Hines? I mean, that's nasty. Who the hell is Matt Gay? He's got a kicker? Oh, my God. But, yeah, I would say depth. I was going to say he could be in position to make a trade, but no, he's got to ride it out. But if one injury and Hump he could have like Taylor. He does have Hines, who was kind of his handcuff, but Damian Harris was out for him too, and it cost him. Because who'd Hump have to start last week at his flex?
No clue. Hopefully not Quintez Cephas again. Jesus.
Oh, I'll never forget. Yeah, that's where he started the David is Scum gimmick.
Yeah.
Called me up. It was 11. He's like, oh, who do I pick up? I said, pick up Curtis Samuel, start Quentin Cephas. He operates the Lions' #1 receiver. He hasn't forgiven me for it, and he still punishes me with this David is Scum gimmick, just making fun of my dog with the ugly ass rat picture. But we move into the top spot. Allie, let's hear this guy's the best team. Oh, look at that little smiley face. Nice.
No, I think so deservedly being here, like has made by far the most trades, out here hustling. Like I think he deserves top spot 100%. Like there's not really a position that I'm like, oh wow, he doesn't have anyone here. Like it just looks so good. And Chris, you've worked for it, and I can appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just the fucking AD. I cannot. I got nothing.
I'll be honest. I remember the basement. I shit on this gimmick. The AD with like the headshot picture. I thought it was ass.
I love it.
It's better when he drops fucking 140 a week. But let me tell you something. This week, evil dies this weekend. The AD's going down. I got Tommy Doyle with old Huckleberry on his back. Allie's got a torch. I got Moo in there with a pitchfork. I got Brian Gold with a brick. Evil's dying this weekend. The AD's going down, and he's getting dropped from top of the DPPI. I've had enough of this gimmick. I thought Drew's team was bad after the first week. I'm sick of this gimmick. I'm securing my playoff spot right here this week, taking down the AD. I'm a 30-point underdog. I don't give a shit. Evil dies
Oh,
this
man.
weekend.
I love it.
I'm ready to drop a bomb on your head, literally. Projected just a massive amount of points. I feel comfortable. I don't want to brag about my team, but damn, I like it a lot.
Yeah, the boogie. It's gonna be like Myers against the mob at the end of the movie.
And this is like I drafted so shitty, and like I said this last week, like if I win or lose, like I would love to win, obviously. But my God, my roster has transformed so much. I'm so happy with what is happening.
And Chris, now that you bring that up, I wanted to go into something else. I mean, you knew you were going to be top the DPPI this week. Allie, you two, what it would be your guys' biggest draft regret if you could take back to that August draft or auction draft? If you said to think of your single biggest regret within the draft.
I think mine is my tight end. Like I spent $37 on him thinking that he was gonna get me points on points on points, and I can pick up any tight end off of waivers and do what Darren Waller has been doing. So that's very frustrating. That's my biggest regret, I think.
Okay, I'm happy you didn't say Dalvin Cook for whatever the $140 you ended up paying for him. Because honestly, like in hindsight, looking back, like I probably had, Chris, do you think you had? I think looking back on it, I had the worst draft out of everybody. Nuke Hopkins has been a colossal bust. Allen Robinson is the biggest bust. You also had AJ Brown, Allie. I'd say he's close.
Mhm.
Miles Sanders I bought Miles Sanders for 31. Huge bust, not even worth a roster spot, barely. Allen Robinson was a $27 purchase. Terry McLaurin was $37, and he's like a wide receiver too, and I paid elite wide receiver 1 money for him. And then Nuke, I believe I paid 33 for. Nuke he's been okay. He hasn't had double-digit targets at all, and now he's hurt too, and he's missing games consistently. He's cost me weeks. So, yeah, looking back, if I had a single regret of my entire draft, there's literally not a single pick I made that I'm happy with.
Dude, I don't know. I guess, yeah. I mean, it's easy to say like you had a shitty draft, but I bought Galladay for $14, the same price as Cooper Kupp and Adam Thielen. Literally, he played one game for me. I benched him the rest of the way, then traded him to Drew for literally nothing, and I got nothing. It was just got rid of him. I drafted Michael Thomas for $11. He didn't play a game for me. I drafted Raheem Mostert and Trey Sermon as a 1 and 2, and they didn't play a game for me. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm lucky to even be in the position I'm at. Like, I feel like I just whiffs, like,
I thought I had such a good draft. Like, I thought, like, I came out of the draft and I was feeling so good. And now
you just don't know until, like, that's what I'm saying. I was sitting there like week 2. I was 0-2, literally. I've won 8 in a row.
You were in the shitter section, deep in the shitter section.
Yeah, I was literally, I think, 12.
You were 12th or 11th. Yeah, you and Hump were all the way down there. Yeah, if we
I was like, it's over.
From week
I was like, Galladay's a bust. Mostert's out for the year. Sermon's not even the starter. Like, I was like, this sucks.
But in your position too, you also did take Eckler. Like, you ponied up for an elite running back 1.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so does everyone in this fucking league.
Not me. I try to be so smart and take Josh Jacobs and Miles Sanders, high upside guys. But again, yeah, like even looking back at my roster, I don't think the only player that I have that I actually drafted is I had McLaurin and Hop, and I guess Miles Sanders too, because I couldn't move him for a fucking can of corn. But Noah Fant too, I did take. That was a real nice purchase. Yeah, solid, sexy $8 purchase there. But I'm trying to think too. Yeah, even just in hindsight with the biggest bust, I did think I would probably in total have the biggest bust out of anybody in the entire league.
Sanders.
That's what I do. I literally listed off Sanders, Terry McLaurin, Nuke Hopkins.
I would say, I mean, Hopkins is injured though. It's hard to like.
Dude, but even look at Nuke's numbers. They're not.
I know they're disappointing, but Sanders like literally has been unplayable.
Oh, unplayable when he's hurt. But even like name value alone, people value Nuke Hopkins like absolute dirt. Brand, it's like I'm offering Brandon like a corpse when I send him Nuke Hopkins offers. Same with you. I can't even get him for. I can't even get him for a roll.
I mean, a guy that's banged up. I mean, I guess it was prior to that, but.
But Allie, we have a couple questions for you too, just to finish this off.
Hit me.
You were supposed to have an infamous debate with Mr. Brian Gold for the vice president position?
Yes.
Chris ended up turning into my number 2 because we turned this into like a video podcast. But I'd like to hear a couple things, one or two things. What would you do to make this league better?
Oh my God, putting me on the spot. To make this league better, I would, oh my God.
This is
would-
real. No preparation before or anything.
Holy shit. To make this league better, I go back and forth on my stance on this, but I think I would take out the kicker.
Okay.
I have argued both sides of it, but I think I would take out the kicker to make the league better.
Wow, some real innovative stuff here.
So yeah, I'm real insightful. Oh, I don't
Wow.
know.
Brian would have absolutely just killed you during the debate.
No, I would have gone for Brian's character, and just really torn him down as a person.
Oh,
Oh
so personal
my.
insults.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chris, let's hear it. Anything you'd want to change in this league?
No, I'm in first. I love it.
Hey, you like the kicker gimmick too? You love playing defense?
No, I honestly, I've been saying this. I think the kicker and the defense is so stupid. I think we changed the scoring of the defensive teams.
Mhm.
It's a little bit better now, but it's like it's just random garbage. Like
No, it's RNG. That's literally
It's just-
there's some type of strategy. Okay, it's like I'm going to play defense against a shit offense, like or a bad quarterback, like whoever's going against Zach Wilson, so on and so forth. But with the
It's Joe
kickers,
Flacco this week. Is
I hope he
starting.
checks the ball down to Michael Carter 40 times. But yeah, even going back, it's like the kickers, I feel like are just completely RNG.
Yeah, I know. A guy you could literally lose because the kicker is giving you against you. You're playing against you gives you them 14, and your kicker will give you like 2. It's like what?
Yeah.
I'd
Or
love for
nightmare.
Brian. Yeah.
Especially now, like teams don't even kick field goals that much anymore because they're always going for it on 4th down and you know what I mean. Like when it's past midfield. I played Drew and he lost me by like 0.2 or whatever. I think Greg the Leg had 0
Yes.
because
Mhm,
the
he
Cowboys
did.
weren't kicking field
He did.
goals. Like they could have and they passed on it. It's just like
Mhm.
shit like that. It's just like
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, honestly, not even just personal experiences being annoyed with the kickers. I used to be an advocate of kickers must stay in the league, and I like the strategic part of it. But after this year, kickers are out next year.
I remember, I think it was 2 years ago. I was playing Humphreys. I lost to him by 4. Mason Crosby missed. Remember at Ford
Yes, the
Field?
Lions game.
Yeah, at Ford Field, he missed what? Was it
Yeah.
3 or 4 field goals?
Dude, it was
Yes.
honestly, it might have been 5.
Yes.
I'm not even.
I
It might have been
know.
5.
Yes.
He missed like 4 and an extra point.
I was watching it and I was literally disgusted. And I lost. That's why I lost. I was like,
Yeah.
really? Like that literally would never happen again. It's just,
Well, I think I won a game this season because Graham Gano got me fucking 22 points.
that's crazy.
Like, my
That's
team
an
was
RB1.
shit. Yeah, literally, my team was shit, and I think Graham Gano outscored every single person on my team.
Yeah, it's pure luck. I would like to get rid of the kicker. I think the defense should stay. Just because it has special teams too, and you can actually pick like a matchup, like the field goals. Is just,
Yes. Yeah, there's definitely, like I said, there's more strategy involved. Say like even just who's ever playing the Lions, stuff like that, or if there's an advantageous matchup where there's inclement weather and it's going to be a low scoring game, so on and so forth. But Allie, I got another question for you too. Any other changes you'd like to make to the league? I know we're not a very diverse group. You're the only female, the only woman.
I am. No, I am all for more girls in the league. I'm all about it. Can you go more than 12 people? How big can you make a league?
I mean, you could. There's people. I remember one year, me and Trevor played a league where it was like 18 people. It was the most ridiculous, dumb thing I've ever played in my life. Never suggest doing it.
I think even 12 is like 12 is perfect, but
Yeah.
after that it'd be brutal. I think.
Yeah, because or you could change it up, say 12, and if we want to add, I'm surprised you guys didn't suggest like a super flex or something like that.
I remember me and Drew texted about that. You shot that down immediately.
I just don't like the idea of having like 2 quarterbacks, and it's essentially a 2 quarterback league.
Yeah,
Like, look at the quarterbacks on our free agency right now. Like it gets nasty. Literally, like Tyrod Taylor would be a stud.
Well, then it changes the whole draft, though. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, the double flex gimmick I loved, and everyone shot that down instantly.
I didn't like that at all.
How do you suggest
with that? I just feel like with a 12-person league, like you're just picking up shitters at that point. Like
Yeah.
there's no one left.
I think
at
the only
that
thing that would make sense would be a third wide receiver. I'm in a league like that. And I don't like it. Or I would just say the quarterback or just leave it the way it is and just get rid of the kicker. But
Oh, wait, Chris, what is this other league? Is this the other league where there's a mutiny?
no, not that league.
Oh, how's that league doing? Just for a little side commentary here.
The Mutiny League.
Yeah, with I heard Mumu's in there, Humphreys is in there.
Humphreys, Mumu. I'm 6-4, so I'm hanging in there. Let's see where Humphreys is. Make you feel better. See where he's at. I think he's in the shitter. His name's Hump and Dump in that league.
That's pretty great. God, how come he doesn't have that type of creativity in this league? Just David is scum, which is mean personal insults.
He's 4-6 in that league. CUNY's 1-9. Everyone else is pretty much in the middle. Tiny's is leading the pack so far.
Oh yeah, he was also in this league before too. Let's not forget.
That's true.
I'm trying to think. I had one more question prepared. Oh yeah, draft regrets. Did that. I was gonna say. What else was I gonna say? No, I was. That would have been really bad. It just would have been stupid. Wow, this has gone bad.
Cut it off.
Yeah, I might have to cut it off here. What the fuck? There's one more thing prepared. Chris, do we have a gimmick or something else to talk about?
No, I knew you were gonna ask Allie that question. And then the draft regrets, and we did that. So
No, I guess that just concludes week 10 of the DPPI.
Week 10.
This is the type of production value we have around here. Again, we got Christopher Phillips, the AD, is here every week. Allie, thank you much. Oh, can we get Drew in? Can we? That's what I wanted. Can you get Drew in here for a second? Yeah, that's what the fucking bit was.
Oh, it took you forever. Fucking Jesus. All right.
There he is.
Number 7
Here's
himself.
Miles. There he is.
Hello.
Oh, live reaction. There he is. The Suge Knights himself.
Reaction.
Let's hear it. Number 7. How do you feel?
David's scum, belonging 1 and 2. Relentless, Dr. Locks. I feel like me and you and Kuhn could be switched anyway, to be honest. But
I said you should be ahead of Kuhn and possibly David.
yeah, I feel like those 3 are kind of same-ish tier.
I feel that way too. I think 5, 6, 7 are the same exact. I think 1 and 2 are the same. I think 10, 11, 12 are the same. And then I feel like Nick and Danksters are kind of just floating turds in the middle. And then
Also,
Brandon-
Drew, I'd like a little input for you. If you could make one or not one change, is there any changes you'd like to have made done to the league? This episode just horrible.
You know what? Get rid of the kicker and defense.
That's a general consensus. That's a general. I know. I was a huge advocate of the kicker. I feel like defense provides a little bit of strategy. We went on that more, but I need a super flex. I heard there's double flex got shot down last year.
I just hate kickers. I'm always down with adding more positions like wide receiver or quarterback, but kickers are just awful.
Well, the general consensus and a special appearance from Mr. Drew Johnson himself, the Suge Knights. Chris, Allie, thank you guys so much. This concludes week 10 of the David Plosky Power Index. Thanks for watching.